Yo, it's your boy Q, aka Young Qwasi, and we back again with another video. Now we finna talk about psychedelics. Yes, my nigga, psychedelics. Now, before I get to this video, I do not condone any drug use, any illegal activity or drugs. This is for educational purposes only. Now, I am becoming a shaman, which is, well, we use psychedelic drugs to tap into the spiritual realm and communicate with higher beings that's not of this world. Now, basically, before I get to this, I'm gonna talk about my experience with psychedelics. Now, I done tried LSD and shrooms. I never tried DMT, but I've tried LSD and shrooms before, and that have tapped me directly to the spiritual realm. Now, I have seen and I have experienced what death feels like. I've had ego death before, and it's just like, there's really no words to explain it, but I'm gonna try my best to explain it right. So basically, on this shroom trip, I'm gonna go to one of my shroom trips. Now on this LSD trip, and it was the beginning of 2020, right? So basically, I took the psychedelic drugs, and on the come up, I started to experience out of body experience, and I felt what it felt like to be out of my body, and I seen the veil for what it is. We have a veil over this earth that's covered it, and I seen beyond the veil. And it's just like, the thing about psychedelics is, it's the forbidden fruit in the Garden of Eden, because you see this world for what it really is. And there's always a light and a dark side to psychedelics, bro. Now, we finna talk about the dark side first, cause this shit could turn fast as fuck on psychedelics, cause everything is like, you see the world for what it really is, and it intensifies everything. And if you take a psychedelic, you're gonna feel some shit that you never felt in your life. So if you get to a bad mind state and you're in low vibrations while you're doing that could go to a very dark trip, and you can experience hell, bro. Literally hell, bro. Like, she could go real left on psychedelics, bro. So you gotta watch that. But there's always a light side of psychedelics, okay? Now, I done experienced time on psychedelics where I literally felt ascension, like where I felt my soul left this body and I went to a whole nother realm. Now, when you close your eyes and you just meditate, just for a couple minutes on psychedelics, you can instantly feel like you astral projected and you automatically in a whole nother dimension. So if you're gonna do psychedelics, which I don't condone, but if you're gonna do this, make sure you're in a high vibration, and make sure your mind, your body, and your soul is in sync with one. Because if you do this, especially if you go to a higher dosage, if your dosage is like high as fuck, let's say if you're on shrooms, if you do more than 5 shrooms, that's considered a heroic dose. And if you do that, bro, and you're in low vibrations, my nigga, you're going to have a bad trip, bro. You feel me? It's all about your vibrations and what level you on, bro. Cause like, I remember like before I was spiritually awoke and I was just doing these spiritual, and I was just taking these psychedelics. It's just like I was dumb to the fact of all this shit of this earth. So it's just like I was unaware, and I was just all in la la land, la 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 la. But once you realize what you really in, and you come to some knowledge, it's like these trips are way different, because you go too deep in the rabbit hole, bro. You go way too deep in the rabbit hole, bro. So, you feel me? So psychedelics really tap you into the spiritual realm and way beyond this. Way beyond this 3D realm, and way beyond this 3D matrix, my nigga. Real talk. You feel me? Now I'm finna talk about it's gonna be a little trip report. So I took a psychedelic like about 2 weeks ago, and this is the most high vibrational and the most like intense experience I had ever, basically. So I took the psychedelic, right, and I was outside, and I was in this big ass field, and I was meditating. I was in lotus position, and I was meditating, right. And I would start to see these these images of these beings, and they was like fucking huge, my nigga, and they was telling me this information in this language I couldn't understand. It was like it was like some alien language that's like my subconscious knew, but I couldn't formulate the words of this dimension and this world. It was like some otherworldly kind of knowledge. And they were basically like, after that, I laid down in the star position, and it's just like I was just feeling like unconditional love. Like I felt what unconditional love felt like. And I've seen beings that wasn't in this fucking world, bro. And the music on my word to mother. Word to mother, my nigga. The music, bruh, I damn near wanted to cry, my nigga. It's something about music on psychedelics, bro, that is fucking crazy, bro. It sounds like music you never heard before. Now, I'm an artist myself. I make my own music. Check me on SoundCloud, Young Qwasi. But I make my own music, and I was hearing my music on psychedelics, bro. And my nigga, that shit literally brought me to tears. Nigga, that shit literally brought me to tears, bro. Like hearing yourself in that kind of state with that much love and all that high vibrations and all that, bro, that shit brought me to tears, bro. I was just like, bro, like what the fuck? Like that shit was wild as fuck. And the crazy part is, bro, like this shit, like I was experiencing this shit for like, it felt like I was experiencing that shit for eons, bro. It felt like I was in this experience for like years, bro. But that shit was only like, when like in actual 3D time, that shit was only in like 2 to 3 hours, bro. But when I was in that state, it felt like I was there for fucking years, bro. It felt like I was there for eternity, my nigga. On God. If you want another trip report of mine, cause I had many trips. I done seen a lot of crazy shit on these trips. Like I done been on the edge of death. I done felt what ascension felt like, or what I perceived what it felt like at that time. But I done felt all that shit. So if y'all want a story about my trips, let me know. I'm definitely gonna do some more trips in the future. But I say all that to say this. If you're going to do psychedelics, please make sure you're in high vibrations, and make sure you're right in tune with yourself and God and the universe before you do this, because trips could turn just like this, and them good trips could turn to very hellish, dark, very negative, and outright evil trips, bro. So you gotta watch yourself when you do these trips, and you gotta stay in high vibrations, bro. On God, because like your life depends on it. Like people think when we take these trips, literally all the internal world comes external. You can see that, and you can start to get physically attacked, bro. On God, bro. You can start to get physically attacked when you take these substances and you don't know what you're doing, and you're not trained to do this physically, spiritually, or mentally. So please be in high vibrations if you're thinking about doing a psychedelic or any spiritual drug. You have to be. That's a requirement, bro. You have to be in high vibrations. You feel me? One more tip before I'm going for real. One more tip. If you want to know how to transcend out of this 3D matrix and really go into other dimensions, and you not a pussy, and you not scared, and you ready, because you know that because you know that fear doesn't exist. You feel me? It's all in your mind, and that death doesn't exist. But if you really ready, bro, take a high enough doses of psychedelics and just let go and surrender. Like, don't try to fight. Don't try to go to spiritual warfare. Don't have no fear in your heart. You just surrender to the universe and just say, take me away. Watch what the fuck happened, bro. Now I'm not gonna tell you what exactly gonna happen, but if you really about that life, and you really ready to transcend, surrender to the universe, surrender to the divine, and watch what the fuck happen. I'm telling you, watch what the fuck happen. You feel me? Now it's your boy Q, aka Young Qwasi, and I'm signing out, man. I love y'all, and y'all staying in high vibration, peace and love, man. It's your boy Q, and I'm gone. I ain't taking no vaccine and nigga fuck a quarantine. Shawty tryna slide with me to a different dimension. Baby, let's go fly away to a different dimension.